Hello and welcome, we're Datoma Motorsport and we're here at Cadwell Park. Welcome to a very windy Cadwell Park. We're here again today for the MG Trophy Championship. This weekend it's a one-day event, just on the Sunday. We've got round 7 and 8 of the championship. Last time out we got a podium at Silverstone, so we're kind of hopeful that we could have another good result today. We turned up here last night. Before we got here, Matt and Steve were off at a show for our sponsor DMGRS, so let's take a look at how that went. There was a wide selection of MGs on show, from ZTs to ZSs, alongside some TFs as well. If there had been any awards for the most polished, it most certainly would have gone to our little machine, as Steve couldn't let go of the polishing bottle. After being rudely awoken from the back of the camper van by a load of loud cars starting their engines, testing was ready and underway. 2 20-minute sessions were all that Matt needed to get fired up and ready for the day ahead, setting some impressive times compared to the cars around him on this tight and twisty circuit. With a quick turnaround from testing to get into qualifying, the tyres were nice and warm and ready, but it meant that Matt couldn't go too far over the limit as to not risk the tyres going off. While the field was reduced this weekend compared to the previous round at Silverstone, Matt had a successful qualifying, smashing the times he set in testing by over a second. His 1:45.237 was good enough to put him 7th on the grid for round 7, starting P4 in class. Round 8 was set by the second fastest lap time, to which Matt was a 10th slower than his fastest time, but it put him 6th on the grid and 3rd in class. Considering the breadth of experience from his rivals, the team considered this to be a fantastic showing from Matt, and we're all excited to see where he ends up in the race. Following a delicious lunch break, it was time to fuel up and get ready for round 7 of the championship. Starting 7th on the grid, it was a fairly quiet first half of the race for Matt, not gaining any positions, but not losing any either. The second half of the race saw Matt come alive, chasing down Cal Moore to try and gain P6 off him. Sadly this wasn't to be done, due to the tight and twisty nature of the last sector restricting any attempt for an overtake. That being said, Matt came home just 8 tenths behind Cal, to register a 7th place finish and 4th in class. Round 8 was a bit more of an eventful race. Straight off the line, Matt got into a battle with the cars around him, losing position but receiving a nice little bump up the rear from Cal Moore. Matt settles into a nice rhythm, staying fairly close to Fergus Campbell ahead of him, battling hard over the next few laps. On lap 6, Matt pulled off an excellent undercut, sending him back into 6th place. A lap later, an incident for the Class A car of Doug Cole pushed Matt up 1 place further into 5th. The 190 of Doug couldn't be matched by the 170s, and by lap 11, Doug had finally got ahead of Matt for 5th place. But none of that mattered, as once again, Matt came over the line 3rd in class, his 2nd podium of the season. Is that another podium I hear?
It is another podium.
Yes! After a quick assessment of the incident with Cal and a brief check of the rear bumper, it was on to the podium celebrations, with Matt getting to sport this fetching hat for his 3rd place in class. It's time to take a look at the standings, and barring a miracle at Snetterton in a couple of weeks, it looks set that Tyler will keep his position at the top and go on to win the championship. Matt has managed to climb up a position to sit 6th overall and 4th in class. Again, something the team could only have dreamed of coming into the season fresh to the 170 class. Next up, it's on to Snetterton in a couple of weeks' time. We hope to see you there.
That's good.
On top!